Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boyd here in the
Hello.
background, along with Lorene and Alicia from CCO.us, live with CCO number 25. How's that feel, Alicia?
Feels good. We're a quarter away from we're quarter into 100, right? We should have a really good party at 50, and we should have a really good, an even bigger party at 100.
And thank you, Lorene, for joining us after some hiatus for taking care of things back home. It's good to see you again.
Yep, I plan on doing more this year. That's my goal for 2020, to do more videos again now that I'm very settled in my new Floridian life. Although today didn't feel like Florida. It was like 50 degrees this morning. Ooh. I know, boo-hoo. There's no snow, right?
It's colder here too.
We just, my husband and I just celebrated our 30th wedding anniversary, so I'm very proud of that.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yes, I got married at 10. No. I was a child bride.
We're going to have fun today, and we're going to give you a sneak peek of a few things. One of the things that we're going to show you is new looks. Okay, so I think you guys all know that Lorene and I, everybody at CCO tends to use FindACode as our encoder.
Back up for a second and tell everybody what Live with Lorene, Live with CCO is, because we always get at least 50% of the new people.
I forget, because we're live streaming. That's right. You guys, we live stream on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is pretty new. So if you're joining us on LinkedIn and this is new for you to be here with us, our Live with CCO is a casual night. We have access to be able to see any comments that you make. Boyd monitors LinkedIn, and Lorene and I will monitor Facebook and YouTube. So make comments, ask questions. It's very interactive, and we tend to have a lot of fun. It's casual, not as formal as we have in the other webinars and things that we do during the week. And this is open to the public. So if you know somebody that you think that would enjoy talking about medical coding, billing, anything medical business associated, make sure you share with them too. Like and subscribe with the whatever platform you're using. And we have people that send us questions and stuff, but a lot of times we just kind of get a hint of an idea. Hey, let's spark a conversation, and then you guys have at it. So tonight, since FindACode has a new look, we thought we'd kind of go over that with you. And also, Lorene is going to lead in showing the new platform that we're going to use for our students, which is kind of exciting. And then we're going to talk about some holiday ideas for coding. So Lorene actually gave me cursor control. We're going to use her computer because everybody knows that my internet is not the best, and I keep making those comments that I have fantasy dreams about having fiber optic. Someday it's going to happen, though. It's not going to be a fantasy. It's going to be a reality, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
On Facebook, I went to say hello, friends, and I said yellow friends. It's like, that's what I get for trying to use my iPad.
Well, that's right. Oh, hold on. Let me turn the sound off of this one.
I know that I'm in the background. I'm going to drop my camera and check on comments here.
Yeah, Whitney's saying that she can't hear on Facebook.
Okay.
Check her audio, because I'm pretty sure we're good.
Now, you can do what I did, and you have your audio turned down to nothing, and you're thinking, I can't hear you guys. What's wrong? So you'll see us all looking distracted, looking at other monitors. So I've got my iPad, Lorene's got her iPad, I got my external monitor over here. Sometimes I have the little Mac over here and looking at different things. Let's go ahead and look at FindACode. And you want to, okay, there you go. Lorene's got that clicked. They're officially switching over, I think, on the January 4th or so. So it allows you to go back and forth to the new format and to the older format. Really, the only difference that I'm noticing is that everything is more streamlined. There's not much graphics and stuff going on. So right now, Laureen has codes highlighted, and when you just hover over codes, you get to pick My Codes, which in FindACode, you're able to select codes maybe that you use a lot or that you want to put into a little side deck and have notes and stuff on. Then it has, you know, your diagnosis codes, your procedure codes. So if we go to diagnosis codes, then it tells you it's not just ICD and CM, but you've got DRGs and HCCs that you can access. This is really, really fascinating and fun if you're a risk adjustment coder, right? They've got the HCCs, or if you're an inpatient coder and have to worry about the DRGs. And then if you go down to the procedure codes, you're going to see that we can get into CPT, HCPCS, of course, but look how they put CDT. They've got dental. They've got also the PCS codes, which I'm a big fan of. And then they've got some other things there, which, you know, ICD-9 Volume 3 is the old procedure codes that we used to use. Then you can also use things for drugs and notes and other options that some people use a lot and some people don't. So again, the main thing is those codes. All of this used to be on a different type of a banner and everything. So this is a lot of fun. And
yeah, it was more busy, like when you'd log in and you had to kind of, so now they've tried to use this hierarchical menu structure, it seems. So, okay, am I looking for diagnostic related stuff? Let me go to that menu. If I'm looking for procedures, let me go to that menu.
So if you, and they even changed, if you go and look at the codes, put in, you know, do ICD, and then notice this has even changed. So it used to even be much, like you said, busier. So put in like in 18.4, which is CKD, stage 4. And I even like this format that they did. If you can go back and reference probably a lot of videos that we've done where we've shown you FindACode stuff. Most everything is the same except for the font is bigger, and they have taken all those little icons and put those next to the code so you don't have to come over here and look. But otherwise, pretty much everything else is the same. You know, you can look at in 18.5 by just clicking the arrow off to the side. If you and you can go up one code or down code, and then if you click on the book, it gives you all the just like you're looking at a whole page of those codes. If you want to just scan that real quick,
I want to see what the neighbor codes are.
Yeah, you know, it's just I really, really like the way they set this up. Now, if you wanted to go to the index, in the past you'd have to go and click on index. If you go back to the where we originally looked, go ahead and hit, I don't know how you get back, I guess, go back to the codes and then look at the diagnosis codes again.
You just click on the FindACode logo.
Oh, okay, there we go. Let's look at another diagnosis code. If you notice that it will tell you, do you want to do tabular or do you want to do the index? And if you're going to just look up the codes, it's you know, but say now we want to look up, you know, cardiomyopathy or something, and then you can put that, or put in diabetes, of course, everything for, you know, diabetes, whatever you want to do. And that's it's the same platform that they used before, I think, but Lauren called it a hierarchical look. To me, it's much cleaner than it was before. It's just really, really, really nice. I'm real pleased with it.
Very user-friendly.
Yeah.
I love menus that you can expand or, what's the opposite of expand? Collapse.
Collapse, yeah.
So that makes it very nice. And then it's because in the paper books, you need a ruler sometimes, like, is that indented or, you know, so this way, you have to click the plus sign, you know, everything next to that plus sign is indented. So it's very, very clear. Yep. And it's clickable. You don't have to flip to get there. You just click on the link and it takes you there.
You're going to find more and more people nowadays than, say, 3 years ago or 5 years ago that I think are using these encoders while they're students. Whereas before, now you have to use your books because the AAPC, you have to test with the book, you know. But in the past, we always discourage people, you know, like, don't go trying to find an encoder and look up the codes and stuff, because that's just not the way you're going to be testing, and you want to learn. However, when we get ready to switch to ICD 11, which is in the next 3 years, I think they said, I'm trying to remember, we did a video on that here recently, it is not going to come out in paper platform. So the AAPC will be changing the way they test. They won't have a choice. And so within the next 5 years, this will all change. So it would be a good idea to get used to using an encoder if you're new to it.
On YouTube, Poco Loco Loco is asking, do you prefer this over Optum Encoder Pro? I used Encoder Pro many, many years ago. I honestly can't give a yes or no. This is just what we've become used to. I really like this. I find it very user-friendly. I think all encoders are good, but you just have to kind of get in and use them. A lot of them do offer trials. If you go to FindACode, by the way, there is I don't know if it's a coupon code field or a referral field. Make sure you put in CCO. We have been bundling FindACode into our club packages, but in January, I think we're going to actually just be referring people to the FindACode site, and FindACode's going to give them like a 5% discount or something like that. We're still working out the details. And but because you use our referral code, you are going to get the extra annotations that our team is putting in. I can show you an example of that. What were we just looking at? Let me try this code and see. It's mostly in CPT. We do have the functionality in ICD, but we don't have as many notes in there, but we do for CPT because the BAT method, bubble highlight annotate technique, which we're known for. If you want to check that out, go to cco.us/BAT, B-H-A-T, and it tells you all about it. And it's basically a way that, you know, we teach our students to mark up their manuals so that they can be very efficient at finding the right codes. It's good for real-world coding, and it's good for the test especially. Now, I guess, you know, with what Alicia just said, with the paper manuals maybe going by the wayside, it's going to shift things a little bit.
We'll
I've got a question from Lincoln. I put into your guys' question box in GoToWebinar if you want, when you want to get to it.
Okay. I'll get it.
So if you notice here, 43260, see how everything after the semicolon is highlighted? That's part of this bubble and highlight annotate technique. So we have our students highlight everything after the semicolon, and if you click this word BHAT, it turns it off. Then it looks like how it does in everybody else's version of FindACode. But in the CCO version, when you click on that, it just is a visual. It's not a big huge thing, but it is a visual aid, and it helps. And then down here, other codes in this bubble. So on your paper book, you know that whole group has a big circle around it. And then here where it says bubble annotation, that's where sometimes we have a key phrase that we want you to write in the bubble, and that's what that's for. So this one didn't have one. But at any rate, that's...
Okay, do me a favor and type in CPT code all ones 1111F. Deb Palmer is asking, she said, have you ever heard that anyone would submit a CPT-2 code only on a claim? I've had someone that wants to report a post-discharge med reconciliation performed by a nurse over the phone. I know what she's doing. Yeah. No, I've not seen them use this. Let's see, discharge medications and reconciled with current medicine list and outpatient medical record. Okay. You know what? That would be a great forum question, Deb. Our CCO Club has a forum with a lot of SMEs, one of them being Jennifer, who is our billing specialist, and she had some technical things going on tonight, but we it was already going to be 3 of us on here, so we need to submit that to her. So there's a free forum and there's a CCO Club. So I'd encourage you to go to that area and we'll find out more information for you. Not one that I could do on the top of my head.
I'm looking to see if the guidelines say anything about these Category 2 codes.
No.
It's anticipated the use of Category 2 codes for performance measurement. That's what I thought. These kind of go along with
they're baby codes.
Like getting extra money, and but normally they're not reported alone. They go along with something else. I think I know what she's referring to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think that you're going to get paid on that. But like I said, we can find out more about it. We don't talk about those CPT2 codes very often either. That would be a great topic to do for our club. I'll make a note of that. And we've talked about them in the past, but it's real world type coding. And so that's a great question to launch another topic. And we can use that one for an example. Deb, thanks.
Yeah, I had to do back in the day when I worked for CodeWrite, a computer assisted coding company. They sold to 3M, but back in the day we had to teach the computer to read these performance measures and assign these codes, but it was my understanding that these did not generate revenue directly. Now, at the end of a year or end of a quarter, I'm not sure how often they would do it, but they would compile how many patients you met these measures, and then there was some bonuses that you would get for that. Until then, it's become like, requirements. So
Whitney makes a good point on Facebook. She says it looks like it's heading towards where employers don't provide code books and rely solely on encoders, and that it's less expensive. If you think about it, $100 a book times 3 manuals, and then another, if you're going to use PCS, that's 4 code sets that you're looking at, and then you get a bundle for all of your employees to have access to a platform like FindACode. Then with all the extras at their fingertips, it's definitely going to be. Well, thank you for sharing the stream. It's for Gelotissimo. I probably tortured that. Thank you, though, for sharing.
And Poco Loco Loco says, I've heard of them reporting Category 2 codes for HEDIS, H-E-D-I-S.
Yes, that's true. And I know a lot of people will get upset with things like BMI codes being reported on every visit, regardless if it was something that was addressed that encounter or not. And it's for exactly that. It's a tracking measure that they're part of, like for MIPS or something. So yeah, it's something not to freak out about.
Was there anything else specific you wanted to show them in FindACode?
No, that's about it. I just wanted them to kind of see the new platform and that it looks different and that it's easy to navigate and use. Of course, they're always there to help you. Everything that was there before is still there, just a little more user-friendly, I think, once you get to using it.
Yep.
So,
and just as a reminder, if you already have access to FindACode, they've got all the new changed and deleted codes for 2020 up there. And then I think as soon as January 1 rolls by, you can start looking at the new code set.
And that reminds me that we are getting ready to do our 2020 CPT updates. We did ICD, so if you want to watch that, we have those set up for our club members. And I think we did it in 3.5 hours. We were projected 4, but I think we got it done in 3.5. It's a lot of fun. We've had several of the local chapters requests. We're doing CPT. I think it's set up for, oh gosh, I don't know. It's set up for pretty soon. It might even be the 19th, which is tomorrow. I don't think we're doing it tomorrow. Our interns are helping with that. And so there were some things that weren't released, and in fact, Jesus just put out that the errata for CPT 2020 was released today. So, you know, we'll get that out to you. Hey, the next on the slide deck that I created is talking about what's changing for CCO. So not that one. Isn't there? Yeah, I put it in the wrong place. Yeah. So this is the new student platform. And what made me think of that is because I instead of getting our logo or anything, I thought, well, what else is changing? Well, we've got a sale on. So you'll see that on the main site, the 12 days of CCO.
Which,
so
what is today's date? So
18th.
Okay. So you got the rest of the month, and then we normally have a slight increase every year on some of our courses and blitzes and practice exams. The club price is going to be going up. So if there's anything that you've been thinking of enrolling in, or if you're not a club member and you're thinking of it, now's the time, because then you can lock in that lower monthly amount versus we're not quite sure what everything's going to be going up to just yet.
Real quick, go ahead and go to that slide right before that, because I want to share. I want to spend more time with them seeing the new platform, and so let's knock out that fun coding ideas. You guys are probably in the middle of having chapter parties, Christmas events at work, and things. So if you are needing some fun games to do, something different, coding Christmas songs is always fun. You know, Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer is really easy. You know, also we started doing Mad Libs. So what you do is you take an op note or a regular encounter, you know, with the H&P and the whole, you know, take an H&P, and then you just underline certain words that are descriptive, you know, and then you walk around the room and you say, okay, I need an adjective, I need a number, and, you know, I need a procedure, I need 2 diagnoses, I need a piece of anatomy, you know, and then you read that off, and it is a hoot. We've had fun doing that for chapters. Of course, there's the word cross, but this website, this HIAcode.com, they have the most adorable page that they put up. I even shared it on my LinkedIn. And these are all of these different things regarding the holidays that they found that you could code. And I mean, it's a whole page of little events, and then you can type in what code that you would like to do. I think they've got like 12 videos.
I only looked at this one briefly, but this one was funny about squirrel. Aunt Bethany, what's that sound? You hear it? It's a funny squeaky sound. So apparently she's elderly. And Uncle Lewis says, you couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant. And so I guess she got bit by a squirrel or something, so you're supposed to code it. So bitten by squirrel, initial encounter. So
yeah,
kind of reminds me of FindACode kind of started doing this back when ICD-10 was coming out. So
there's another one that does it now that makes like a cartoon. But there's a whole, if you go there, there's a whole page of different little video clips to go code. And you know what? That would be fun. That would be fun to do at your party. And then the last one was one, I have Studio C on my YouTube, and you can just put in Studio C, and they have funny little skits. And your kids can watch them. You don't have to worry. I mean, they're hilarious. I remember when my daughter, she goes, you got to see this. I was like, don't be showing me. She's always showing me stuff, and then I'm hooked, you know, and these guys are great. But this one just came out, and it's How the Grinch Hijacked the Holidays. Ultimately, it's like a little reenactment of when his heart increases by 3 sizes, and it all rhymes. And he ends up having a heart attack. He has cardiomyopathy, and they rush him to the ER. And they're not naming all these really great terms, and you're thinking, Yeah, that would be good. So you need to code that one. That was a great video. So feel free to do that. It'd be a fun little thing to do with your friends, or an office party or a chapter party or something, and have a good laugh. That Grinch one was brilliant. It's really, I even made my husband watch it, and he doesn't even. Anyway.
He doesn't normally
Yeah.
allow you to pull him into those things.
No. So now we get to the big reveal. I was so glad that Laureen was free and that she could show us this, because
we've been for years really wanting to have a easier way for our students and our club members and our community, even people that come to our free forum, all under one roof. So we kind of went back to really how I did it way in the beginning when I started to teach online, and just to share a little history of CCO, because when I first started doing this, I used to be an occupational therapist, had a rehab business, and got into teaching, and I always loved technology. So I was the first person teaching coding online and remotely. And the way it happened was I had a face-to-face class, and there was back when listservs started to come out, and eventually forums and stuff like that. And someone goes, oh, I wish someone was in my area. I'm in this remote area, and I can't, there's no instructors. I called the AAPC, there's no instructors. So I said, well, I wonder if we could do it by phone. I wonder if that would work. So we decided to give it a try, and I called it a beta. I said, this might not work. If not, okay. And we got on, and no PowerPoints, no visual aids, and I'm a visual learner and teacher, so it was really, but I became very good at describing what I was looking at, and I taught from the CPT manual, and it's kind of like how a lot of these things were born. And I went to Radio Shack, and I said, I'm teaching this class by phone, and just in case someone gets sick, I wanted to have a recording of it. So he showed me how to do it, and I went back and started recording, and sure enough, someone wanted to join the class after a month had gone by. I'm like, well, we're already 4 classes in. That's a lot to catch up on. Well, why can't I just listen to the recordings? I'm like, huh. Well, why not? So that's pretty much how CCO rolls. Like, you guys give us suggestions, or if you have a pain point, we're going to try and, make it work. And that's kind of how we grew to, what we're doing today. So we're going to be launching. We're not sure when it's exactly going to be ready, but I thought we'd give you a little preview. A new platform. The way we currently have it right now, when you sign up for a course, there's an area where you get your course content, you get your videos, you get your lectures, your homework assignments, and you take your test there. But when you want to talk with us, you would on Facebook group or something like that, or the way you're talking to us now, you got to kind of go over to another platform. So they're separate, and we wanted to bring it together. So this is what we have. You can't get in it yet, but you can take a peek with us. So this might look familiar because we used to have a discussion board like this a couple years ago. And so we brought it back, gave it a facelift, and we're using it for not just discussion, but for course delivery, because now technology is caught up with what we wanted to use it for. We can lock down our course videos because of the video platform we use. So you have to be on the site and a paying student to be able to get to the videos. You can't just people can't just hand them out to their friends, and we lose all of our hard work. So now that we can do that, we can come in here, because what was our number one goal was community, was being able to talk easily with the students. When you're watching a lecture and you want to say something about that lecture, at the 12-minute mark, Alicia said blah, 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 and can I get some clarification on that? It's right there. You don't have to go to another platform. You can do it right as you're thinking about it. So you can give us feedback. It'll help us improve things. If you love it, then we'll do more of what you love. So at any rate, this is how it works. You've got courses.
Okay.
When you click.
Just real quick, Boyd said we should clarify that what you're seeing is not a club membership. It is the course. So don't think that when you join the club, you'll have access to everything. Someone
No, they will. They will get access to this, but they won't get access to all the courses. So this is a permission-based platform.
Right.
So everybody can come and be in these public forums. Thank you for that clarification for us, Boyd. So these are the public forums. So if you have not purchased anything from us, you will still get access to these 3 forums: announcements, general public discussion, and as you can see, we've already got, we moved this over from our other platform back to a certain point. So we've got 440 threads to get us started. Pre-sales questions, as people ask things about the courses, we'll put them here, and then people can kind of self-help themselves. Then these are the club forums. This is where, if you are a CCO Club member, as soon as you subscribe, you will be given access to this area in addition to the free area above. So this is the discussion area for the club members. Then we've got the CEU content, so you'd be able to click in here, and we've got one-off events, we've got mini courses, we've got Q&A mini course, or case study mini courses, and then Q&A mini courses. And we're going to, starting in 2020, we're going to be doing 1 mini course each month. So there'll be 12, and they'll probably be worth around 4 CEUs is what we're thinking. So lots of CEU content for our club members. And then this is the replay content. So everything that we record, we will be putting in here. This is the ones that aren't attached to CEU credit just yet, or it's been older material and it's archived here. And then job postings, we will be starting that fresh instead of pulling in the old threads there. So that's the club area. The nuggets are what Boyd does with these recordings. When we talk about on like our public Q&A or our club Q&A, we might cover about 5, 6 different topics. So one might be about E&M, HPI, and another one might be about diabetes, coding, and pregnancy. So Boyd will tease them apart as separate entities, and we call them nuggets. So that way, if you're looking for something specific and you put it up in the search bar and it'll bring you there, you can look at just what you want instead of the hour-long webinar and having to find your question inside. So that's very helpful. That is part of what we're waiting for before we launch this, because we have, I don't know how many nuggets, but lots have to be moved over in here. And then any club member or any student, meaning a full course or even a Blitz student, gets access to the Batcave. And the Batcave is where you get the instructions on how to do that bubble, highlight, and annotate technique. We used to be able to videotape the CPT book, but AMA said, no, we don't like you doing that. So we had to go to a PDF notes where we basically have to talk you through where to go. And Tiffany's doing that for us, right?
Yes, yes,
yeah,
she is.
So she does a lot of hard work on that, and that is soon to be released for 2020. So this is where you would come. The Batcave also has test-taking tips in it. So we recommend that you check that out. We do not sell the Batcave separately. We get asked that a lot. It's included in our courses, blitzes, and club memberships.
Okay.
And then this is the learning area. If you are a student, you will get access to these areas. So we've got the general student discussion area. I always say think of it like, when you're in college, what do they call that general area where you go to get snacks and just hang out? Oh, I forgot the name.
Commissary?
Yes.
Or common room?
area.
Yeah. So that's what this is. It's not coding course or billing course related. It's just student life. Then we have the course area. And underneath you can see these are all the individual courses. Someone was just talking about the PBMA course. So just to show you the layout of all the courses, when you click in it, you'll see this. You've got your private coaching area link over here to the right. And then featured content are like sticky posts. And we've got all the modules for the course listed here. So that'll be in yellow. They don't move. They'll always be in the same order. And below it is where you can post what they call a normal thread, just a general question related to your course. But what we expect to happen, like say we'll go into here, the role of the medical record auditor. You'll see the instructions for what you need to do. Here's the video lecture. There's Alicia. You just hit play and it'll play for you. You have the transcript right below it, handouts, and then going to take your exam. But here's the cool part. Now, immediately below it, you can type feedback, ask a clarifying question right on the area where the coursework was, which will also make it easier for the coaches and Alicia and the instructors to be able to answer the questions, because now they just look up and go, what are they talking about? And you can say, oh, it timestamped at the 20-minute mark, blah, blah, blah. So we could go click right on the video and get to right where you were. So, oh, okay, I see what they're saying. And then we can, provide that clarification. And then other students that come along behind, they can review the questions that were, I had that same question. Oh, there it's answered. So it makes it really nice bringing the discussion part with the content part. So we really like this functionality. So, and you'll see the CCO bot. That's what we're, that's the login we use to put it in. So don't try and talk to the bot. They won't talk back to you. Let me go back. So we are in the learning area.
And I'm glad you're doing the auditing, because Gina asked about the auditor is the next credential. She just knocked out 2 credentials and now she's getting ready to take that one. So.
Well, there you go. Then we've got the bonus and reference material. This is stuff that we feel is like, a lot of it's universal, like all students, all club members could benefit from it. So we just put it in one location. So this kind of goes along with the Batcave stuff. It's just the bonus stuff that we put in there. I don't know if you want to talk about the pearls at all, Alicia?
The pearls are fun to do. The interns love working on the pearls. And this started when we did the risk adjustment course, where you really need to know everything there is to know for a specific disease process. Well, let's, if you think about GERD and the associated conditions, Barrett's esophagus and things like that. Well, we don't just tell you about that disease. We tell you the differential diagnoses, alternative terms and verbiage, the medications that are commonly used, the guidelines that are associated with that particular disease, and the anatomy also. And what's so wonderful and fun about it is, you remember when you were in school and you had the cliff notes that we used to look at, if you were supposed to read War and Peace, you're not going to be able to get through it. And so we kind of condensed the information about a disease into cliff notes for you. And did the research. It's all compiled together. You can go back and reference it. And once we get that done, then we do a recording on it as well that's transcribed. You can go back and reference it again. We started with chronic conditions, and then we started getting away from those and doing other types of diagnoses. And we set up a platform or template to do procedures as well. So that's something that in 2020 we want to be able to give you that, and everything you need to know in a quick review about a disease as well as a procedure. So ICD as well as CPT in there, and PCS. It's really fun.
And one of the great things, let me make sure I got all the areas here. Let's see. Yep. Okay. The best thing to remember too is up here, the search feature. Whatever you're a member of, it'll let you search. Now, of course, I'm a member of everything. So if I type in diabetes, let's do digestive system since I have it there. You could search just titles, but by not checking, it's going to search all the body of the threads as well as the titles. And if you were looking for a particular member, like you said, I know Alicia said this or whatever, you could come in and do that. So I'm going to click search. And then you can see here that we had in the bonus area put the crash course. That's a YouTube group that does a lot of really fun videos on anatomy. So we just put them here so it would do just this. So when you go to search for it, it's right here at your fingertips. And you go, oh, I didn't know about those videos, and you can go watch it. It's just bonus stuff that we put together. And then you've got here, it takes you to the digestive system for the CPT BAT section. So if you're ever lost, like, where is that? Just type it in the search thing and you know, look at the hits, and I'm sure you'll find it there. And you just look here, well, what forum is it in? Oh, that's this course, that's the Patho course. Now, if you're not a member of any of the courses, then you won't even see this. So it'll just filter on what you have access to, which makes that kind of nice.
I'm just following.
And you can do an advanced search and look at everything. You can look at particular threads. You can look for tags. Only the CCO staff can tag the threads, but you know, like if you, oh, pregnancy coding, that's a tag. Let me click on that. What's that take me to? Oh, there must be something in this student webinar that had something about that. So I click on that and I can see, oh yeah, this is where Alicia was talking about coding in pregnancy. So this is just so sweet, guys, to be able to do this searching. Now our other platform had it, but this is just more user-friendly. And now we've got content and discussion, and the search is looking at all of it. And eventually we hope to even bring like help desk tickets in here so that you don't have to leave here to talk with us in any way, shape, or form. Just come here. So we hope to be announcing that it's ready for people to come into. We do have it right now when people are purchasing courses. They're getting added to this, but we're not letting them know that yet until we're ready. We work out all the bugs, so everything's nice and smooth. So I kind of had the hopes for it to be ready prior to the holidays so that when people have a little more time and after they're done with their big dinners and everyone's playing with their toys, and if you want to go explore a new area, I mean, some people are like Alicia where they do like doing this stuff. So
Whitney says, it looks great. 2020 is going to be a great year.
I agree. I really do think it's going to be our year for lots of improvements and growth. And I mean, we have such a loyal community, and we're so grateful. And that
Gina says, I concur.
You know, that it's
they're talking. Gina and Whitney have been talking back and forth on the chat. I'm following along.
That we're just really moving from, you know, it's like moving a house. It's a pain, but once you get there, like that's how I feel about my Florida house. I love it here. I love it. And it was worth all the pain to get here and the moving of the boxes and the unpacking, you know, but it's still us. It's still our content. It's still our way of teaching. That's all the same. It's just trying to improve it for the end user and the staff, you know, to make it easier on them. Am I missing any? Oh, up on the top here for the club members, this was something that Jesus put together, the Replays and CEUs area. It's a special plugin that we could make the layout a little bit nicer, since this is where you're going to probably be digging in to earn some CEUs or to really research something that you're looking up at work and you want to make sure you understand. This isn't fully populated yet. That's part of why we're waiting to release this. So once everything gets moved over, then you'll be able to say, oh, I want to look at those monthly webinars or the club webinars or the case studies that were done or those one-off events. Let me just go in there just as an example. So here you can see, like, this is a very popular one, our E&M Extravaganza that Boyd recorded with Mary Mac in Florida. And so you just come in here, there's the video, there's the second video, third video, fourth video, and all the handouts. So everything's at your fingertips. And even a little quiz to test your knowledge. And then if you want to go and discuss it, you click on this tab here. See, there's an overview tab, and then there's a discussion tab. You click on that, and then it's just the forum. You just start typing your question or your clarification or thumbs up, and it's very, very much like social media. It's got the like button. You can, you know, do different things. If you want to quote something someone said, like if I wanted to click on this and I could click quote or reply, it'll automatically quote what I highlighted so that it's very clear that of this long document, or if someone gets a real good discussion going, you're just answering this part, you're responding to that part. Very, very nice. And we have the ability to very easily, like sometimes people will post a course question in the free forum. We can very easily move it now, where in our current platform we can't do that.
So Ursula had asked if the pearls, do we include coding clinics? Yes, there have been some coding clinics. If they're applicable to the disease process, then they're included in there. By all means, it's not going to be as thorough as you being in coding clinic, though. Just note that.
But it lets you know it's there and to go look for it.
That's right.
To
go
dig
research it. And then Kathy says, are you still going to be using Podio? Yes, Podio will still be there. It's something that we use at CCO internally, but
we're going to be phasing it out.
Right,
yeah.
right.
But we're going to give you time. So it's not like we're going to say, okay, on Monday you need to be here. We're probably going to give you like a month, so you can use whichever one you're comfortable with, but eventually we're going to be moving, everyone was going to have access, but then after probably about a month, we're going to kind of shut the Podio discussion boards down, because we're having to copy and paste everything over, and everyone's going to be over in the new place, the new Hangout anyway. So,
and Ursula also asked, are your CEUs good for a Hema as well? AAPC CEUs are approved through a Hema, and so we don't go directly to a Hema to get them approved just because it's not cost effective for us. However, if it's got an AAPC approval, you can definitely request to get a Hema. So I would do that. And then Gina said, wait, I'm sorry I missed this, but can we earn CEU credits through the CCO Club? Yes. You can.
That's one of the main reasons to be in the club. But yes, and this platform is going to make it very easy to find them, because we have lots of content, but not all of it's approved for CEUs. However, I did want to mention with QPro, we're getting our certificates together, but all of our content is approved for CEUs. So whereas AAPC, because it's a lengthy process and very costly, we do as well. That's what we're going to do, the monthly what did I call them, mini courses. So there'll be 12 of those a year, in addition to our one-offs, and then the coding updates and that kind of stuff. And we do have a public Q&A webinar, but that's not worth CEU units, but the content is in the club for you to access. So
we're not going to be focusing on little CEUs like one CEU, a half CEU. We're bundling content to give you more value for your money. So it'll be, like 4 CEUs, 6 CEUs that you can knock out, and it'll be specialty CEUs, not just your basic CEUs.
But if you're a QPro certified individual, then all of our content, so not just the AAPC content, but all of our content is approved for CEUs. We're working on getting all those certificates ready for that. So that's going to be more in the new year, but that's good.
Can you show them the different credentials that QPro has?
I was trying to find that.
No, I think it's down.
There it is, View Our Medical. There you go.
They have a lot of specialty, like podiatry. Nobody has podiatry, and PT, physical therapy. Yeah, behavioral health is something that is really, really big right now, and we're just a heads up, we're looking hot and heavy for a good text to be able to offer that to you. Now that payers are reimbursing for behavioral health, more people are getting it, and so we want to build that out for you to be able to give you good content on that. So if you guys come across something that would be a good textbook for us to launch that course, we'd be more than grateful to hear from you. just met
have-
a girl on LinkedIn that was 20 years as mental and behavioral health coder, and she's switching
Wow.
over to something new. And I said, yes, can I pick your brain? You can have my ICD brain if I can have your, behavioral mental health. So hopefully that'll be a good connection for us.
And just to clarify about the CEU question, with the AAPC CEUs, the live CEUs that we used to do, we're not doing that anymore. We have to, for every hour of content, we have to have 10 questions. So those need to be developed, they need to be submitted, they need to be approved. And yeah, it takes about a month, so we're kind of batching them up because of that lengthy process so that you've got one per month. And if you've watched the events live, then all you have to do is when the CEU quiz comes out and there's the AAPC CEUs attached to it, then just go take those questions. And that's a good way to see what you retained.
Yeah, I'm sitting here playing with the rubber band. I tell you, sometimes I just have to have my hands busy. We're
Fidget
getting.
spinner.
I know, I need it. Yeah, maybe I'll get one. Somebody will give me one. A purple one.
And Martinez Ramirez asked that she currently has. She's currently a member with us. Will I be notified on how to merge over? Absolutely. That's going to be coming hopefully within less than a week. That's my hope. But I don't always get what I want, but we'll see. But yes, you'll absolutely be notified. Everyone's going to be moved into the new platform. And you making sure that everyone's got the access to what they should. Then we'll send one big email out to everybody saying, hey, we got a new home. Don't panic. Your old home's still there, and come over and start using it, testing it out. You'll have access to the content in the current platform and the new platform for about 30 days. So that way, if for whatever reason we goofed up and you should have access to, say, the PBC course and the Blitz, and you only have access to the course, then we can make that, adjustment and get all that kind of worked out.
Ursula wants to know what membership are the I think it says CEOs, but I think she meant CEUs included in
The
club.
CCO Club.
That's all you got to know.
Any level. Any level.
And then Whitney wants to know, and Whitney, yes, the answer is yes. Can you all discuss the use of the GA modifier? Yes, but not tonight. We're probably out of time.
Yeah,
but
we
you
got
know
about
what?
7 minutes.
Hey, if you want, Whitney, I'll do those on. Okay, we're taking a break for the next week because of the holidays, but that first week in January, that would be great. Maybe we'll hit that. I'll make a note of that, and I know Whitney won't let me forget. Whitney's one of our top fans. It says on there even she comes to a lot of our webinars. Always there to help us with the conversations. Let's see, you guys. Heads up, we really appreciate when you are giving us feedback. Like Facebook's really hopping. You guys are awesome tonight on Facebook, and that helps us because then we know that we're providing content that you really want. I have a quick question. I have in line possibly somebody that has a medical background that also can do like situational awareness. That I know that a few conferences that I've been to recently, that has been one of the topics. Up in Dallas, I think it was Fort Worth, they had a Texas Ranger come in and do a presentation along with the other content and stuff. So if that's something you'd be interested in, let us know. I have a line on somebody that's very qualified to do that. Or if there's any other type of club lectures that you think would benefit you, like the modifiers like that. I know we had some questions on Appendix L come in through the forum. We've done some videos on that, but she had a really unique question. Let us know, okay? would appreciate
Just
that.
to share the tip that I do on almost every webinar, I said, I know we've talked about GA modifier. So if you type in your web browser in where you would normally type www. whatever, your phrase, so I put in GA modifier and then space in the word site as in website, colon, cco.us and hit enter, it's going to search our site and let you know where we've talked about. Here's one. So this is on our old forum. Okay. Then where would you use GA or GX on a claim for PT? So, just kind of see if CCO's talked about it before. Chances are we've put it on the blog. It's, most of our videos that we put on YouTube have a corresponding blog component because we do these really great transcripts and put them up here. One of the changes, by the way, for 2020 is we are going to be simulcasting this live with CCO and our once a month free webinar that we do that we've done since the beginning of time. But the club Q&A webinars and the student Q&A webinars and our course updates, because we do new lectures every year, are going to be completely private now. So if you are a student or club member, you are the only ones that will have access to that. And you'll have to register with the GoToWebinar. But we'll still do this, the CCO Live, the lighter one, and that once a month more in-depth webinar. So we're kind of doing a 2-to-1 ratio. So we're having 2 times for our private folks, because that's really what we should do. But we got lots and lots on Facebook and our website. So just go use those little search tools, and chances are we've talked about it. And you can do the same thing for searching the CMS website or AAPC or whatever you view as a trusted source. And you can probably find exactly what you're looking for. That's how we prepare when we do webinars. We go when we do these searches and we pull all our information together and we do an answer sheet, and then we just, represent it back to you, our findings. So
on LinkedIn, Lavoris, I may have not pronounced your name right, wants charge capture analyst at University of South Alabama Health, wants to know about trauma registry, and looks like several people are asking about trauma registry. Absolutely.
Okay,
I eat that stuff up. That's really, really good. And another one, which that makes me think of, is tumor registry. It's not something that, it is a credential that you can get. We don't teach that right now. However, we have done, if you do this search, we have talked about that, and we've got videos on YouTube, I know, that on how to get more education on it, and might be something that we could help with in the future. But absolutely, we can do stuff on trauma registry. I love trauma registry. I love trauma. In fact, I just got asked, February, I think it's February 17th, I'll be up in Dallas. We don't know which, Richardson, Texas, and going to do a trip through tragedy. It's one I did at HealthCon, and I did at Fort Worth, and it was a big success where we walk a patient from an ambulance all the way to the ER, inpatient, and discharged, therapies and home health and therapies, all the way through, and show you documentation and how that all evolves. And so I love that kind of thing.
And just to clarify, Jesus is like, please make sure they understand that club members don't get access to everything in the forum, because you still have to be a student. If you want access to the PBC course, right, or the Blitz or the PBMA, you still have to be paid for enrollment for those. Club members get everything in the club and the free forum and the bonus area and the Batcave. So they get everything except for paid courses. And then students get the opposite. They get the access to all their student stuff they purchased and the free forums and the Batcave and the bonus, but not the club. So the idea is once they're done with the course, they will become a club member. And one of the benefits of club membership is that all the courses that they ever enrolled in, they get to continue to have access. So they could have maybe taken the coding course 3 years ago, but they've remained a club member, and they can see all the new content that we put up. They can see the conversations with the students if they want. They can jump in and help answer, say, hey, I remember when I had to do that chapter, and this is what helped me. So nobody that I know of in the industry is doing that, where you get indefinite access to your course materials as long as you are a club member, which is less than $25 right now.
And Gina says, heads up, the CPB exam has questions about that G modifier. And then Gina went on to say, CCO is so much easier to understand rather than doing a query with your Mac regarding G codes. And she also said that registry jobs pay well, but you often need an RHIT or RHIA. And that, you know, and then she said, she's talking a lot. She said, thank the Lord for the continued courses access. So,
Yes, good.
yeah, we try to give you as much bang for your buck, you know.
Yes, and we want you to stay with us if that isn't clear. So, all right, folks, we're going to wrap up. It's a little after the hour. Thank you so much for being with us. I look forward to doing more of these in 2020. And please be safe the rest of this year. Enjoy this time with your family. And
That's right. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
yeah.
Share, you know, one of the great things about LinkedIn doing this new live streaming, not many people are catching on, but this is a way we work. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. So feel free to share the,
Please do, yes.
stream with your friends, and you know, we'll be doing other live streams with really meaty content. This is a fun night, these CCO lives.
Oh, and if anyone's interested in being a subject matter expert with us, please go to the cco.us website. There's an application there in the contact area. We are looking for people that are interested in being subject matter experts for different. Let me see. Just go ahead and apply if you're interested, and we'll have
Like, for example, we just did a project resume. That was a great subject matter expert. You know, you can talk about your product if it helps other coders, and we'd love to be able to promote you if it helps educate our community as well.
Yeah. Very good. Well, good night, everyone. Thank you, Boyd. Thank you, Alicia, and everyone behind the scenes. It helps.
Yeah. Thanks for all of your chats and questions in the live stream. Keep it up. You can keep talking after we close.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you, frequent flyers, and also our new people who have been with us here tonight. So thanks again.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Do you need more medical certification and business training? Learn more at www.cco.us.